Did you know that if your road is getting worked on and it has that roads closed except for locals sign on it, the Postal Service will just drive through there and FedEx won't. So anyway, what up nerds? Welcome to Wrench-A-Thon. No, we're not working on the wagon today. We're not doing anything cool. I'm going to fix my wife's beater. It's the 07 Honda Civic. We got this Honda Civic for free from a friend of ours, and then it needs a wheel bearing, it needs a radio. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. She's been driving this car for months with a bad wheel bearing because I am a terrible husband. I was like, oh, I don't know, like, should I just get another wheel bearing? Is it actually the front wheel bearing? Is it the back wheel bearing? Should I just get a junkyard spindle? And then I found out you could get Detroit axle spindles for the price of almost what it would cost to get one from like Crazy Ray's. So I just ordered them off Amazon because I'm lazy. So yeah, this is our wonderful, illustrious, magnificent, beat-up Honda Civic. I think it's an 07. I'm not actually sure. I think it's an 07. It's that weird, you know, tan, beige, silver, ugly color. It's got a really nasty brown tan interior. Not like tan, but it's like, I don't know. It's like a gray that also reminds me of tan. Anyway, the paint's entirely shot on it. It was involved in an accident before we got it, and that's part of the reason why we got it. It was free. You know, a friend of ours had it. It was his mom's car, then it was his car. He drove it for a real long time. Somebody pulled out in front of him, messed the front end up. It was deemed a total loss by the insurance company. He bought it back. He drove it for a little bit longer. He bought himself a new car, and then he was like, hey, you guys could use a new car that gets decent gas mileage that your wife can drive. That's an automatic. And so my wife got a free 07 Honda Civic, which is kind of nice. I do have plans to fix this up, and I was gonna try and surprise my wife and, you know, do like that whole, like, when she goes out of town for a weekend or something, you know, take this car because I want to do this to the Civic and surprise her, but I'm gonna need her help. I wasn't sure if it was the front wheel bearing or the bad wheel bearing. Like, I don't know if I've mentioned before, my hearing is a little bad, so I could tell it was on the driver's side, but I wasn't sure if it was the front or the back. And, you know, as you drive it, you could turn and you could tell, oh, it's not that side, it is that side. But I couldn't tell if it was the front or the back. And it never rattled, it didn't shake around or anything, it didn't do anything weird like wheel bearings usually do. You can grab the wheel and shake it. It didn't do that, so I was like, I'm gonna drive it until it presents itself and then figure out how to fix it. And it's the front one. So I bought spindles or knuckles, whatever you want to call them. I bought the whole thing instead of just trying to get it pressed or get one from the junkyard, and I'm gonna slap it in here and take it for a test drive. And hopefully, knock on some wood or something, hopefully I can get it done before tomorrow.
Get it done before tomorrow.
I mean, it is like 7 o'clock, but... So, a while ago, like quite some time ago, I gotten into a discussion. Some people would refer to it as an argument with a guy that runs a certain car Facebook group, okay? He insisted that he couldn't work on something on his car because he needed all these special tools and all this special stuff and didn't have time. And the thing was is that I believe he still lived at home, he worked part-time, he had like no major bills to his name, you know? I'm not squashing anybody's living situation. Everybody has a unique situation. So here's the thing. You don't need a lot of specialized tools to do a bunch of basic maintenance on your car. even up to like rebuilding an engine. Everything is just held together with bolts. You know, you take stuff apart and you put it back together the same way, and it usually works. I could be working in my garage right now, and I could be, you know, using different lights and stuff like that. I like working outside because it keeps me outside, but also it kind of proves a point that you don't need a lot of specialized stuff to just get some stuff done on your car. So yeah, that's why I try to do as much as I can while I'm still outside. That might change at some point, you know. I might start filming inside the garage, especially when it gets really nasty outside, because I got air conditioning in there. But for now, this is what I do. You can do a lot of this yourself. This came from Home Depot, but you know, you can get a Harbor Freight one. They work pretty well according to the torque test channel. And then all of my sockets and my hand tools are usually Harbor Freight stuff, but then I keep misplacing them, so I just got this box from Walmart. It was on sale for 25 bucks. It was a $300 set. And you're thinking, oh, 300 bucks, that's a lot of money. Yeah, it is. It's a lot of money. But once you spend it, then you have it for the rest of your life, or until you lose it. You know, if you go to the shop and you pay them $500 to replace a part, that money is in that part. That money is in the vehicle that it's on. If you pay $300 to have your tools and learn how to replace the part yourself, you still have the $300 of tools, but then you also have gained the knowledge. And then you can take that and parlay that information into something else. You can do it on this part, you can do it on the back, the other side, your other car, your daily driver, whatever. You don't just get stuck with having this one piece change for 500 bucks. Now I know that, you know, maybe you don't have somewhere to work on it. You know, that's different. Everybody has a different situation. But if you absolutely need to get something done, you can. I've done a lot of crazy stuff in a Walmart parking lot. So here's the thing, right? I've never done this, and I haven't looked up how to do it. Well, I think I looked up how to replace a wheel bearing on this months ago when we got it. And what's that, a 17 back there? Where are you? Hot damn, that boy's good. That boy is good. Ooh. That's right, I put this on with a fucking impact because I couldn't get myself in there. Will this work? I shouldn't have done that. Always try to hang your brakes rather than just rely on them staying up on stuff by their own accord. Get it? Because I'm working on a Honda. Yeah, that was a bad joke. Come on. There we go. Brakes are officially off. I really need to do something else with this. Like 32 to get that apart, and then whatever bolts to get this apart. What do I do with my 32? Oh, come on. Here, just stay there, I guess. Whatever. Piece of crap. Yeah, you can see that. That's really bad. Anyway, bad part of like having ADHD and then being medicated for it, and then you forget to take your meds, and then it wears off, and then it becomes glaringly obvious when you're suddenly stunted and you don't know why. It's not like, I don't know, I definitely feel like I become dumber. Ooh, yeah. 17 on the front, not a 21, it is a 19. Like a lug nut, and that's convenient. because that's something that I got. So here's that. I'm gonna have to get my filming light out here in a minute. So I was able to get this apart. It's just a 2-wire sensor. It clips together. The other sensor's up inside of here. And then all the wire just sits into like different various clips and stuff and comes down to here. So I'm gonna pull the spindle first, and then I'll worry about getting the ABS sensor out. So 3 bolts down here, then the tie rod, which I had actually forgotten about, which has a cotter pin, and it comes through the top, which is, well, the tie rod on these comes through the bottom, which is kind of weird. Weird for me. Okay, so it's been 1 week since I've touched this. I've left everything outside for a week. It's rained almost every day. So, straight up not having a good time. I'm gonna take these camera bolts, put them back in here for now to just help support this some. I need to beat the fuck out of this with a hammer for a little bit. Oh, dude, this is really getting on my fucking nerves. There we go, it's out. Literally all I needed to do last week was that. Who's to look, but no one ever does. This is important, I'm sure. This drawer with these like little hex drivers, it looks worse and worse every time I open it up. Everything else is fine, just that's falling out of there. 16, 17, 18, 19. Tie rod, 19 mil. So if you're beating a tie rod out of a car, you know, it sticks up through the control arm like this. I'll show it to you later. You don't want to just beat the threads, okay? Because if you beat the threads of the tie rod, you're not going to get the bolt back on. I've made that mistake before. It's not fun. I had to buy my buddy, I had to buy him an axle because I just beat the end of the axle and I folded over a bunch of the threads. Well, the tie rod's probably going to need to be done soon. Not right now, but soon. It's almost off. I got to find a way to stop it from spinning. Oh man, I just squeezed all the fucking grease out of that with this. Oof. Big mistake. God damn it. It didn't feel bad before, but it is spinning in there very freely. Oh yeah, I'm gonna end up doing a fucking tie rod on this stupid thing. I ain't doing it today, I tell you that, but that shit's gonna be fucking soon. Get out of there. Here's that brake hose again, doing its own thing. Getting a little late in the day, and I'm gonna have to go to bed soon. Because 3:30 in the morning now. So yeah, just be like that sometimes. Maybe what I'll do to separate that, I'll use this. I'll use the extension in my hammer. Oh yeah, that's loose already. All right, so there's that. Axle's ready to come out. That's good. I just need to get these ball joint bolts out. I think they're also a 19. Remember where I put this, okay? Is it a 17? Yes. That one fucking... That one fucking shit, dude. This is hurting my back really bad to kneel like this, but I'll be alright. Come on, little guy. Come on. Come with me. Here we go. Official unboxing ceremony for this thing. So this has just been sitting out here for a week, literally in the rain the entire time. Box is soaked, but that's entirely my fault. I forgot the box is in the yard. It doesn't say like right or left on it, it just has the part number. Yep, I picked the right one the first time. Oh, and it came with a new axle nut. How nice. Oh, it's in a plastic bag, so you can't, even if your box gets torrentially downpoured on, there's only minor moisture intrusion. This got rained on for a fucking week. Oh, that's oil. That's not even, yeah, that's some oil of some type. Sick. Oh, it needs a ball joint? Oh, dude, are you kidding me? I thought it came with a ball joint, I'm gonna be honest. Well, let me see how much that is at the parts store. I'll go get one, because I don't want to reuse this one. Okay, so I went to the store, bought the wrong ball joint. So that's cool. What else did I do? Bought the wrong ball joint. So I transferred this one over. Now it's got grease coming out of it, so it's gonna look bad if I go get it inspected. I can't get the ABS sensor out, so that looks like garbage. But in the meantime, I got it mounted, so I'm just gonna can't work this stuff anymore. Well, I started this, what, May 8th or something like that, and I wanted this done before Mother's Day, and that didn't happen. Partially because, you know, like I got frustrated, I had to order some parts, and then it felt like it rained for like 2 weeks. Also because I'm a little crazy, but I made a deal with myself a long time ago that if I'm gonna work on something, I'm gonna have a camera pointed at me so I can post it. And you know, kind of makes sense when you want to make videos, but then if you don't feel like talking to people, it stops making sense. So anyway, I had to order a new tie rod, a new ball joint. I have the new spindle, has a new bearing in it. That's all together. Well, it's not all together. The bearing and the spindle are together, is what I meant. So I'm going to take an angle grinder to the old stuff, get it apart, get the new stuff on. I have a new torch because my son has a problem of taking my torches and fucking with them and then breaking them. So anyway, last time I worked on this, I got really frustrated. I took a hammer to the hubcaps, so I'm going to have to take all of them off. I don't like them anyway. I like just the black steely, but now I got to paint the steelies black. So there's that. Anyway, I guess follow along. I'm going to amass some of my parts and then some of my tools, because I got to get my angle grinder. I got to find an angle grinder. Then I can get started. Okay, so this is where the tie rod bolts on, and I tried to get it to tighten up using like an impact and fighting it and doing all sorts of stuff, and it's just not doing anything. Like, it's not. Now I can't get it off. I can't get it back on. I can't hold it with vice grips. I can't hold it with a pipe wrench. I can't get it to do anything I want it to. So I'm gonna slice the nut here, I guess. Well, I bought a new hammer. I couldn't find it, but I found Old Reliable. That's as far as up that's gonna go. I think it makes more sense to take this part off the knuckle real quick. And then it does too. Leave it all on there. This together. Yeah, I can hold that up. So anyway, I'm going to measure from a spot up here to out here, you know, from some reference point on the inner to the center of the outer. I'm going to put the new outer on, try and get as close as I can. I have toe plates, so I'm going to, you know, do my own alignment when I'm done. But I want to try and get it as close as I can so I don't have to fight it a lot later. All right, first off, let's measure. Yes, this is from the dollar store. All right, so from the lip of the inner tie rod to, we measure in millimeters. All right, we got 288 millimeters. Set 11 and 7/16. Not quite. 11 and 3/8. That's a quarter. That's a half. It's right in the middle. So 3/8. 11 and 3/8. For once in my life, let me. I got that song stuck in my head, but not the original version because I don't like the Smiths. I had this cover from this wonderful guy off of TikTok. He's an amazing singer, Adam Barrett. Man, that guy's talented. I like what he does. No, sir. All right, let's get pipe wrench off of here. Come on. I'm gonna go get my torch. I took some PB Blaster that I've had kicking around for a while. I'm gonna let it soak in there for several minutes. If I had properly planned for all of this, and yeah, most of this is just gonna melt off and burn off. I like the smell of PB Blaster. Anyway, if I had properly planned for this, what I would have done is used acetone and ATF blended together in a chemical grade bottle. I've used it before. It's worked rather well, but I always forget to make it, and then when I need it, I already have that. And I've had that bottle for a long time. What I'm gonna do real quick is soak down the inner. Because I don't want the boot and all that getting too hot. So shit. Well, I didn't think that one through very much. Okay, it's done. Aha! There we go. Got it moving, buddy. Whew. That's ain't fucking easy. I don't want to try and get too much heat on the inner tie rod because I don't want it to expand with it as much. Dude, it's so warm, it's hard to get the 3/4 on it. It's expanded. It's definitely hotter. It's getting towards the bottom. I don't want to get too bloodthirsty, but we're getting there. Aha! That finally came up. That is 2 pieces, son of a bitch. Do we think my all 16ths can get that? My little cheapo Walmart? Yes. Yes, it can. Man, those are like rust welded together. I really thought that whole tie rod was 1 piece. I'm being dead serious. Yeah, that is hot. I really thought that was all 1 piece. That is crazy. Well, anyway, let me go get a drink of water, chill out for a second inside, come back, and I'll put all this back together with the other new things attached, I guess. I should have been doing this. I should have done this in the first place, but I was trying to save some money. Yep. Finally have amassed everything. That, my new spindle, my brand new ball joint, so to start with, this goes in there. As long as you have your spindle off, this is amazingly easy to do. You just tighten it down with a 19 until it's tight. You don't want to go too ham with it. You don't want it to land like this. There's a hole there, and you want it to be able to get a cotter pin through. At least I don't have a new one. I got the old one. Oh, yeah, I can tell that guy to release now. Release me. That's from Independence Day. I haven't seen a lot of movies, but a lot of movies I did see. I saw in the drive-in with my dad, and that was always quite the experience. I don't have any brake cleaner, but yeah, Mo PB blaster, so that's what all of this is getting soaked in. It's like a Diddy party, except with just PB blaster. A type of lube, I guess. So let's go for the 2 nuts first, I guess. It's an 18. Well, that's cool. They upsized them a little bit. Nope, I'm hurting my back doing that. Son of a bitch. Oh. Okay. This will probably end up being a lesson to somebody, but that's drilled off center in there, which is probably okay. That's not. This didn't come with the little lock ring, like the little locking thingamabob. 25 is a touch too big, but I guess it'll work. Regular split pin for the tie rod end. Let's get a little bit of this grease on here, which is the grease that I've had kicking around for years at this point. Set that there, set that there. I'm using a tire spoon for a bicycle tire. I'll pick this grease has a lot of like stuff in it at this point, so I'm just gonna spoon off some of it, hide it. Okay, let's get some of that on there. I probably should have wire brushed it first, but as the old sage saying goes, YOLO, so much smoother going on. Especially with all that grease on there. Oh. take some of that grease I spooned on there and just put it on, I guess on one side of it. And it'll figure out where it needs to go. Let's say again, like 11 3/8 towards the center from that boot. Okay, let's bust out the tape measure. What did I do with it? Dang, there's no like center mark on that. I'm for sure burning all these boxes. Make myself feel better. I'll be in the ballpark here, but that's crazy work if that's correct. 11 and I measured wrong. Well, I looked at it wrong. So right now it is at about 11 and 1, 2, 3/16. So 280 millimeters or something. That's about close enough for now. I'm starting to see the home stretch here. I have a new ABS sensor to install. Where does that go? It goes right there. Quite a while ago, I bought a bunch of little bolts at the parts store. One of those big flat packs from AutoZone or something. I paid way too much money for it. And I had I forget what size this even is, like an M8 or something. So M8 by 1.5. All right, now start getting to the point where I can start lining some of this up. Actually, I want to mount the tie rod. Good times for a change. And that song is like cemented in my head right now, and it's starting to get to the point where I would like it to stop. Anyway, I swear this thing better treat me nice for a while, because I put a lot of time into something I don't like. This, I could have paid somebody to do this, and then let them what? I wouldn't have spent several hours in my yard yelling at a car and talking to a camera, and then, you know, potentially making somebody entertained. So, anyway, where's the oh no, where's the rest of the bolts? Fuck, I hope they're in the car. I think they're in the car, and I think I put them in a bag. So like that bolt that I'm missing for that, I think I put in a bag. Look at my fresh wheel rotor. This is like brand new. I'm gonna stab the brakes twice. This will all go away, so I'm not gonna really be worried about it. Found them as my caliper brackets I've left out, and they've gotten a little bit of corrosion in them. So found my old Craftsman tap set that had doesn't have much left in it, but it's got my M12 by 1.5 tap in it. So maybe I can chase these threads out. Look at all that schmutz coming out of there. This did not get in far before it instantly hit something it didn't like. You know, I could go get some tap and die stuff, but this PB Blaster does okay. Oh, I should take my brake pads off here. That's fine. I said at the beginning of this video that I work out here to, you know, prove a point, but honestly, like, I really should clean up my garage more so I can use it some, because this sucked. Not being able to get stuff done for like a week or two because of the rain. Very inconvenient. My garage has, you know, air conditioning. It's got a roof. You know, like I could be inside. There's like two of my favorite things right there. 2 heaters for it. I gotta fix. Well, anyway, let's. There's that. Whoa! Don't go anywhere. What are you doing? Weirdo. What a day it has been. So it turns out that the bolt that holds the ABS sensor to the strut is the same thread pitch as one of the caliper not slide pins, guide pins. Same thread pitch as a caliper guide pin. So I screwed that up. That was fun. Luckily Advance had it. I was able to go get them. They're different. So I'll figure out which one I screwed up, change it. I might change both of them. Why not? Live a little. A bunch of this grease on there. I keep saying grease because I watched a Tom Hanks interview recently. He talked about where he got the accent for Forrest Gump. He got it from the little boy that was in Forrest Gump. I think, if I'm right, that kid got kind of typecast, and I don't think he went on to do anything else. I think he just, I don't think he acted in anything else after that. I could be wrong. Anyway. New pin on this side. Pull this out. Dang it. Dang it. Here we go. Alright. Go for more grease. There's hair in that one. I might make it slide a little bit better. Why didn't I do this to the other one? Because I didn't think about it then. But it's moving around in there just fine. So, yeah, buddy, that's gonna do it. I don't like this very much. Sorry about all the inconsistencies in the audio, by the way. It's something I'm struggling with, trying to figure out how to deal with. I need to get a better mic. I need to get a better, well, kind of everything for this, but I like my camera. I don't like the microphone I have. Yeah. You don't, by the way, you don't need to hand these, and you're going to use the bolts that have the little shoulders on them. See this little guy? That's your caliper bracket bolt. Not that. This is for this. Well, it will be for that. Let's start. It's starting to look like a car. All right. Oh, I can just replace this. Sick. There's another one of these mounts on the frame rail. I'm just breaking them off rather than trying to actually pry them out, as these are all right, so I'm replacing the ABS sensor, and the ABS sensor is coming with its own new clips, so you can just take the old one and just break all the little clips off in the rail, you know, and then get to it. Not sure when. Well, at least the song in my head finally changed. Thank God. Here we go. All right, now the new one can just slide into place. Here we go. All right. We're like 90% of the way there. So now, all I gotta do is pick up a bunch of my garbage and then put the wheel back on, set the car down, put the toe plates on it, see how close I got it, see if I feel like doing much of anything to the alignment, and then I'll go from there. So I don't know if anybody's seen these before, or if you have or whatever, but these are commonly referred to as toe plates, and they're not going to give you like a laser perfect alignment, but they're going to get you really close, right? So on the front, I have like 68 1/4, and on the rear, I have 68 1/4, 2/8, like 68 3/8. So that's like 1/8 inch of toe in, which is pretty good. It should make it pretty stable. Toe out will make the car dirty. Toe in will make it a little more stable. So 1/8 inch of toe in is just fine. Now, mind you, this isn't going to be 100% perfect, but it's going to be close enough that I'm not going to have funny tire wear from, you know, doing it. In fact, the first time that I used these, I was so blown away with them, because I've paid for car alignments before and been pissed. I've been into car ownership, but I bought my first Neon in 2005, and then, you know, I had like shortly after, I had a small accident. My very first Dodge Neon. I hit a curb, you know, messed the wheel up, and I messed the alignment up. So I got a new wheel. I had to get a new wheel from the dealer, because that car wasn't even really in the junkyards yet. Got a new tire. Well, I got a new tire because the car only had like maybe 2,000 miles on it. And then they were like, oh, we don't do alignment, so I had to take it somewhere. And I got an alignment at a little place called Sears that is now out of business, Sears Auto Center, and they fucked that car up. They did a rear toe alignment, and they never tightened the bolts, and the car was like, the rear tire was shaking as I was going down the road. Insisted it wasn't them, insisted that they didn't do it, and I had been weary of taking my car to get aligned since then. I mean, and that's been 19 years. 2020, 2021, somewhere in there, I bought these toe plates after doing, you know, like tape measure alignments for years and eyeballing it, like not even doing that bad with an eyeball alignment. But I got these toe plates, and the first time I drove my old SXT that I had a beater for a while. I drove that after I did my first toe alignment with the toe plates, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, I have paid for and been angry about alignments that I paid for these toe plates. So if you have the ability to do your own alignments, or you have this, at least the space, you don't even need anywhere. Like, this is relatively flat, but I'm on dirt. If you have a parking lot you can go to, you can do it. If you have a garage, that's even better. Well, nerds, we did it. We officially finished the 06 Honda Civic, and was it glamorous? No. Was it fun? No. Did it suck? Yeah. But I got it done. Persevered through it. Man, I keep hearing cars behind me, and there's nothing behind me other than this car that is idling. Oh, it's gonna start raining harder. This is gonna suck. Anyway, I'm out here because it's a little bit more scenic than my yard. You know, there's a gravel road up that way I was going to do it on, but I chose here because it looks a little better. Anyway, yes, I have a handful of plans for this. People always talk about having a daily driver, your daily beater car, and I always had this almost obsessive thought of a super beater. This car, if I put air conditioning in it, it would probably be really good. It gets about 40 miles per gallon on the highway as it is with an automatic. If I put a radio in it, it's fine. It blends into traffic, so if you make somebody upset, you can just drive away and nobody will recognize you. I should probably turn the wipers off, but whatever, they're new. My wife's really happy about it. She drove it and she said it's like driving a new car. So I was really happy with hearing that from her. She drove it for, I don't know, probably an hour and some change last night. So I guess the whole point of this video is just to prove that you don't need any special tools to do almost basic maintenance. You can get things done just in your yard, in your driveway, wherever you have a parking spot. I know some people have an HOA, so your car has to look functional at the end of the day, and you can kind of fake that along with this. You know, just put the wheel there and kind of lower the car down until it's almost, you know, looks like it's still assembled. Like, I didn't actually have to use my impact most of the time I did it, other than the 32 millimeter socket, but even then I could have just used a breaker bar and leaned on it. So except for my little impact gun, I used all Harbor Freight and Walmart tools on this. And the parts were, my order from Rock Auto was 70 bucks. It was the fan. It was 70 bucks for my parts from Rock Auto, and then I think both the spindles was $200 together. So, and I still haven't put on the other ball joint and the other spindle. I still have those. So realistically, I could have got away with it a lot cheaper. I just bought all the parts preemptively. But yeah, you know, do what you can. Don't blame anybody else for you not doing stuff, and I don't know, be cool to other people or whatever. Thanks for watching. If you like stuff like this, consider subscribing. If you hated this video, let me know, but also share it with somebody that you don't like so that they can be complicit in your misery.